And I'm thoroughly shocked with the way the courts and the divorce system has been working here in America. How they ignore the Constitution of the United States, turn these people into wage slaves, take away your children, and you watch your children's lives get flushed down the toilet from a distance. I have no idea why there isn't a barricaded across the street from every single divorce court in America every day. Hello everybody, Terrence Popp here with another episode of Live from the Lair. Alright, so before we begin, gotta go through the clipboard of woe. Some shit we need to talk about here. Number one, apparently there's a councilwoman out there, I think she's from Colorado. Her name is Candy Sibika, or whatever her fucking name is. But she tweeted for if there's anyone with the coronavirus out there to go to Trump rallies and spread it. Well, Candy, two can play at that game, so be careful what you wish for. Alright, another thing came across my desk or my computer. Bloomberg is asking, going on record, that he needs more protection, more armed security, because he's suffering more threats, even though he wants to get rid of guns, but wants guns to protect him. How about you do what the average citizen does and protect your fucking self, you short fucking f***. Hillary Clinton is being forced to testify in regards to her emails, the email server in Benghazi. And all I have to say, it's about goddamn time. I have no idea why they haven't given her a set of matching wristbands, if you know what I mean. You know, nice bracelets, the kind that take a key. And because some of the shit she did, I'm sure, is fucking way fucked up. And if the truth is ever known by the public, they're going to be mad as hell. Okay, about the COVID-19 news, apparently it's tearing the shit out of Iran. Why it's so bad there, I don't know. I don't really think they're giving out the proper numbers. But, if you go by the numbers that they have released, they have somewhere in the 15 to 22% death rate, which is insane. Now, I don't know if they have a shitty health system over there. I'm sure they do, or it has anything to do with how they live. I don't know, but it's a shame. It's a shame. I really don't want to see anybody die of plague or anything like that. It's not good. All right, the WHO, the World Health Organization, is still not calling this a pandemic. What more information do you need to call it a pandemic? It is all over the world. It is growing. And when you look at the definition of a pandemic, that's exactly what's happening. So, ladies and jelly spoons, I'm just going to say the World Health Organization has been bought and paid for. And don't believe a goddamn thing they say in the future. That's just my opinion. Okay, here's another thing the WHO did. They renamed the COVID virus to the COVID-19. And they made sure, to not make any reference to where this particular baddie came from because of xenophobia. Heaven forbid we put political correctness above facts and reality. That's another strike against WHO. It originated in China. They should have a Chinese fucking name. We've always done that in the past. I don't understand why we have to change it now. Okay, stores are getting ravished in Washington State and Hawaii. People are buying toilet paper and water and stocking up on dry goods and canned goods. If you have not done that by now, you are behind the power curve and you need to catch up. All right, because when it gets really bad, There ain't going to be nothing on those shelves for a while, and then when it gets there, it's going to be very, very limited. Okay, especially if it gets really, really bad. Now, hopefully we could, slow it down until spring and summer, because they're saying that the hot weather slows down the spread. I'll believe it when I see it.
You are not the daughter of a god. And you're not a superhero. You don't have an iron suit. You're 120 pounds soaking wet. You're not some Mary Sue in a film. You want to kick my ass? I'm right here. Kick my ass.
You don't have any guns?
No. I do have a couple of grenades, though.
Wait, what?
Always been a rebel.
Are those for real?
What the hell would I be walking around with fake grenades for?
Miss Cortez, do you believe in destiny?
All right, now that brings us to what's written on the board behind me. All right, I got about 50 emails about this new bullshit divorce ruling that took place in England. Now, I know a lot of my guys are in America, and they're like, Pop, it's England. It doesn't really apply to us. But listen, that shit is probably starting there, but it will make its way here. I myself am not super familiar with the divorce laws in England. All I know is the 4 or 5 stories experiences that were told to me by individuals who lived in these countries, and all of them were fucking ugly. All right, and why, I have no idea why men over there aren't going full IRA against their government for this shit. It is beyond me, okay, because this is now gone to a new level of fucked up that I just can't even fathom. In fact, when Blake sent me this, he said, warning, this is going to spin you up. And I literally read it, jumped out of my chair and spun around 3 times. And I think I swore for like 5 minutes before I calmed down. I had to, have some booze and watch some things on Pornhub and relax after that because, shit. It's bullshit. In England, most of the time the child goes to the woman. It's even worse there than here in the United States. In the United States, it's 85-15. But in the 15% of the time where the childs are awarded to the father, 7% of that is uncontested. So technically, that should not count. So in reality, the stat here is 93, 7 or 8. That's bullshit. Okay, and it's even worse in England. So you met your wife at work, which is a big no-no. You're not supposed to do that. You were married for 10 years. All right. She decides, I'm going to stay home and raise the kids, and you have a traditional thing going on. Well, this is what's going to happen to you. All right. She decides she wants to jump on somebody else's pogo stick, but it's all your fault. And she gets the kids, you're on the hook for 40 to 50% of your income for child support. And of course, she's going to get her Alice isn't horny money for X amount of number of years. There were some awards in the past where they received that alimony or Alice isn't horny money for the rest of their lives. But those, I think, those judgments are less. If it's incorrect, gentlemen, comments below. All right, now not only, does she get this shit, but she gets a portion of your future earnings. So say you're going to work for like another 25 years before you can retire, and you make $55,000 a year. 25 times 55,000 is 1.375 million. 1.3 million bucks. And she gets a portion of that, which is usually worked out in the divorce decree or whatever they come up with. This is ridiculous. All right, now, also, you lose one half of all your shit, like the house and the car and belongings. Now, typically, you're going to lose one half of the house, which means you lose the house because she keeps it. If you have a car, guess what? She keeps that too. So now you're hit for all of this shit. You don't have a place to live and you don't have a car. And you're supposed to keep your $55,000 or 55,000 pound job a year going. All right. Now, these are all hypothetical numbers. I don't know exactly, what the average income in England is, and I really don't care. All right. Now, not only should she get that, but she gets half of your retirement. Your 401k or whatever they call that in England, boom, right down the middle. She gets half for the cash and prizes when she walks out the door. So on top of all of this bullshit, she can stand in front of the judge and go, I gave up my career to stay home and raise these children. He was working the same job as me, making $55,000 a year. I was married for 10 years. I want what could have been money. So the judge in England said, hey, okay, and I'll it. You owe her for the income for the 10 years she stayed at home. Even though she made the rational choice to stay at home, and they both agreed to get married. He didn't hold a gun to her head and keep her prisoner in the house, but somehow he has to reimburse her for her 10 years of lost wages. What the fuck? All right, that is insane. Wow. No wonder no one wants to get married anymore. Who would do that with this bullshit going on? Fuck that.
Put me to bed. I surrender. We've done enough damage tonight.
All right, we've already gone through this scenario. The guy makes $55K a year at job X. Met his now divorced, or his ex-wife at the work doing the same job. All right, so now you have apples to apples comparison. Now, this doesn't necessarily apply in the future cases, but this particular example is hypothetical, but, it's still, I'm just doing this to prove a point. All right, so he makes $55K a year. This portion of child support's $22,000 on, and on top of that, he's paying another, between 20 and 30% of his income for Alice isn't horny any money. All right, so that's $22,000, $13,000 right off the top. Now, when you do the debt for future earnings, I put the half of 1.3 million here, but it's half of 1.3 million times whatever percentage they come up with. I don't even know if that's even accurate. It could be a percentage of the entire future incomes, or future income of the soon-to-be divorced guy. All right, I'm not familiar with the laws. But from what I read, this is pretty close. That's fucking crazy. Now, a lot of times these guys say, you know what, she's getting half my retirement account. I'll just give her the whole goddamn thing and I'll wipe this out. All right, so that means, maybe someday I'll be able to dig my way out of this hole when the alimony stops, if it stops and the kids turn 18. Because until the kids turn 18 and the Alice's and horny money turns off, he has to live on 19,300 pounds a year. Okay, and I haven't even, put in taxes and all the other horse shit that goes on. You can't live in America on $19,300. You can't do it. So basically, the dude is living on this. He pissed his entire retirement account away. He has to start over. But now he's on the hook for 10 years of her lost wages. So that's $550,000 on top of all of this. So what's going to wind up happening is he's going to basically have to cash in his retirement account for, in the future to pay this off, just so he could get out from underneath it. Okay, and that's not including all of the penalties and interest that gets tacked on by, the courts and her and all this other horse shit. He'll never get out from under this debt. Never. It's not going to fucking happen. So this is fucking bullshit. And this is going to be coming here, gentlemen, to the United States of America. I guarantee it. They're going to try to do this. This is insane. All right, I have no idea why the laws just keep getting worse and worse for dudes out there. But it's ridiculous. So please, gentlemen, do yourself a favor. Don't get married. Don't cohabitate with a woman. Period. The laws are not in your favor. Not even if you have video evidence, they're not in your favor. And that's just the way it is. Now, with this kind of shit going on, I have no idea why there isn't some crazy shit going on over in England. I really don't. All right, now, I'm not condoning that, but if it were to happen, I understand. And I'm thoroughly shocked with the way the courts and the divorce system has been working here in America. How they ignore the Constitution of the United States, turn these people into wage slaves, take away your children, and you watch your children's lives get flushed down the toilet from a distance. I have no idea why there isn't a barricaded across the street from every single divorce court in America every day. Okay, that's how fucked up this whole thing is. And I'm shocked it's not happening. But hey, that's just me. I'm an old infantry grunt. What the fuck do I know? Cheers.